Hello everyone, happy new year. This will be my very first video of the new year, but in this video I really wanted to show you guys my client's hair. This particular client, she wanted her locks a certain way. She had them done before, and I've heard these stories time and time again of how a client wanted their hair done and it wasn't done that way, and sometimes we just don't find that right person that we want to do our hair, and we just go with whoever we can find at the time. And then that may not even be me for certain people, so I'm not bashing any hairstylist or anything like that, but I wanted to use this opportunity, thanks to this client for letting me take pictures and film some short clips of her hair. I wanted to take this opportunity to show you guys just what the process is like and what to expect and what to not expect when it comes to starting locks. So here are a few pictures of her hair to start off with, but I'll just give a little background story. She wanted her hair started, and she had a particular size that she wanted, and she didn't get it from her previous stylist, and we achieved it when I started her locks. As you can see by her reaction in that picture, she was very satisfied with the results. This here is a month later after I started her locks. So I'm sharing this just to show that it is not pretty. That first wash is not pretty. Your locks will not be locks instantly. It will be something to get used to. It will be an adjustment. It will be a process, and it will be ultimately a journey. So do not expect your locks to be looking like locks anytime soon after you start your locks. So pretty much all I'm doing here, as you can see from the previous photo, her hair looked like just a fro, right? But no, it's not just a fro. It was starter locks that was washed, and she actually washed them herself at home because I told her she can wash her hair whenever she felt like it was dirty. Don't worry about the hair unraveling. Just wash your hair. Don't scratch it out. Be mindful that you do have starter locks, but wash your hair. Don't let it sit for months. I had a client that came and he hadn't washed his hair in 6 months. His hair was started 6 months prior to him coming to me. And it was horrible. It was very, very, very horrible. And I felt so bad that somebody would tell him not to wash his hair, because your head goes on your pillow. It's really something that goes in intimate parts of your life. And if it's dirty, everything else is dirty, right? But I digress. Just a little narration of what I'm doing here. I am just pulling apart the coils. As you can see, I'm not making any new parts. I'm not starting locks over. These are her starter locks from a month ago. She washed them herself at home one time, and I washed them before retwisting. So 2 washes in 1 month of starting locks. All I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm pulling the coils apart because they are there. So I'm pulling the little ends that are still coiled apart. And I'm using the comb because this client is very particular. She likes neatness. She likes her locks to be very neat. So that is why I'm using a comb. I typically wouldn't even use a comb, but I adapt to what my clients like. So like I said, all I'm doing is just pulling those little coils away from what seems like a fro and retwisting. So don't be afraid to wash your hair. Don't be afraid to ask your stylist questions. Don't be afraid to get background information, because starting locks is definitely a journey that's specific to you as a person. And if you're someone who likes neatness and you cannot have your hair looking any type of way, you don't like your hair being frizzy or fuzzy, starting locks the traditional way may not be for you. You may want to start with interlocking. You may want to start with instant locking. Some people start with lock extensions because they're in a position in their lives where they can't afford to have their hair looking a certain way. It has to look aesthetically pleasing to certain eyes. So that's why a lot of people choose not to start locks this way. But it is a journey. It is a process. That first wash will not be pretty. That first wash is the hardest. This client got through it like a G though, because she actually she had locks before somebody else started her locks, and so she understands already what it entails, and she was ready for it. As long as it was what she wanted this time, she was ready for it. So her mindset alone made a big difference on how she would react to her hair once she had that first wash. And she keeps in touch with me, and she'll ask me questions about whatever it is that she needs to know. And I encourage all my clients to send me a DM, email me, let me know what it is that you need to know, and I will answer you to the best of my ability, because it is your lock journey, and I wouldn't want anybody to, feel like you just don't know what you're doing. And that's okay sometimes also, to feel like you don't know what you're doing, because if you're new to locks, you really don't know what you're doing. Even if somebody's giving you advice and telling you things, it's still your hair. So those are a few things to consider, and I'm going to just run through them again. Consider how you want to start. Consider what kind of lifestyle you have. Consider, can you go through the phases that a lock process requires? And consider your stylist. Consider who is starting your locks. How do they start locks? What do they use? Do they believe in washing your hair when it's dirty? Do you agree with not washing your hair when it's dirty? Do you need to wash your hair? Things like that you need to consider. And you have to expect that the journey it will take a life of its own. It's not going to be cookie cutter lock journey. You may see someone's lock journey, even mine on here, my 5-year lock journey. You may not see I try to include rough photos in my lock journeys just to not give that false pretense that lock journey is just you lock your hair and then it just starts looking like locks. No, I try to include them just to show that that's not the case. It will not just look like locks right away. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, especially if you start with coils or two-strand twists. It will not look like locks right away. The only way to do that is with lock extensions or the instant lock method on your natural hair. So definitely be patient, trust your journey, try to understand your hair, and lock journeys help you understand your hair too. I will admit that I didn't even understand my own hair texture until I started locking my hair. And I was a loose natural for some years before I started locking. So if you have started a lock journey and you're going through the rough patch, don't give up, because it gets better. It doesn't stay like that. That is the point of the journey. You start somewhere and then you end up somewhere else. But that is all I wanted to pop in and say and show you guys my client's hair, and just say something and also show you guys something at the same time. I can sit there and say all these things, but if I can't show you, then you really can't understand what I'm saying or where I'm coming from. So this is why I'm sharing this, so you can see what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. This is her hair when I started it, and this is her hair 2 washes and 1 retwist later. 1 wash she did on her own. So hopefully I encourage somebody with this video, and hopefully me sharing this video helps somebody along their journey, even if it's just to give you some words of encouragement. Hang in there, keep going. It is a process. It won't always be pretty in the eyes of other people. As long as you understand it, that's